Hey everybody, and welcome to the CHIU-Stream. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. I had a pretty interesting weekend. We went to a themed party um, by my buddy Alvin Lee, and it was the theme was no pants party. So you're not supposed to wear any pants, and we ended up being the only ones that didn't wear any pants. Or basically, except for the host and maybe one or two others. But, that's how I know that this Chew stream tonight is going to be awesome. Because when bad things happen to you, which that wasn't that bad, so maybe this Chew stream might not be that good. I don't know, but either way, when semi bad things happen to you, that means that semi good things are going to happen to you right after. All right, so I hope you are ready to draw. I hope you're ready to paint. And let's come up with a topic, okay? Let's come up with a topic right now. Give me your suggestions. And, I am wearing pants now, so you can stop that on the chat. Definitely, okay? I don't do it like that. And besides, I'm in Toronto, so it's really cold. It's not a good time to be pantsless. Okay, so ugly alien ducklings. Um, ugly alien ducklings. You know what? What about this? Okay, I really want to do something where it has to do with our big, guest artist this week. Peter DeSev is coming to the Chew stream, doing a live interview. The man, the one and only. Let's do a redesign of Scrat. What do you guys think about that? If we did a redesign of this guy right here, Scrat from from Ice Age, one of Peter DeSev's most popular characters ever, and it's a redesign. Sound interesting? Awesome. I'm gonna do one as well. Um, so let's go. Let's do this, okay? Redesign of Scrat. And if you're thinking, well, that's so well designed already and everything, even better of a challenge, right? And also it'd be fun. So let's go. Let's do this. Okay? Scrat, what is Scrat? Scrat is like a prehistoric squirrel from Ice Age, the movie. Let's all do some fan art for our guest that's coming onto the Chew stream Wednesday, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Time. It's gonna be bonkers. It's gonna be nuts. We're gonna ask him all sorts of awesome questions, and or I'm gonna ask him a whole bunch of awesome questions. And but you can type your questions in, and if they're awesome too, then I'm gonna ask him those as well. Okay? So this is gonna be great. And let's begin. We have 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour for this challenge. Scrat is a prehistoric squirrel. Okay, 1 hour for this challenge, and Toronto time, that's 12:35 p.m. All right. And let's do a little Scrat. Now you could do any kind of, prehistoric squirrel. It doesn't have to. The whole entire idea of this is, you know, prehistoric squirrel. Okay, so that doesn't mean that you have to paint Scrat completely. We want to really do a nice, interesting redesign whether the squirrel is gigantic now with all sorts of huge muscles or whatever. Okay. Um, let's see. Question. Hello, Bobby. In the next following 9 days, I have to go to make a sketchbook for my upcoming education as an illustrator. My question now is, which stuff should I put into, the best thing to do is think about what you want to do, and then put whatever it is you want to do into your sketchbook. Okay, will the Wednesday special interview be recorded? Yes, it will definitely be recorded, but there's nothing like being there live, you know. Okay, are you going to put your last shows you did on YouTube? You know what? I just kind of, man, I'm sorry guys, but I took them off. I just didn't like them, and you know, partly because this is all live and everything, and sometimes you look back and you're like, that looks so ugly. I didn't want to draw that or whatever. And so I just want to put the ones that I really liked or, that I really, really liked. Okay. All right. Oh, I see my buddy Peter Chan on the chat over here. And, tonight is actually Peter's birthday. I know this, I said this before, but before I was saying, basically that we were celebrating Peter's birthday because we've been celebrating it over here for like 3 days now. Always a good reason to do some fun celebrating. So yeah, didn't like that so much. Let me do a new one. Okay, big poofy um, tail. Okay. Bobby, are you going to be at the Three Apples event in Culver City in a couple weeks? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I can't wait. I never knew I'd be so excited to go to Hello Kitty anything, but I am. Why? Because there's so many amazing artists that are going to be a part of this whole event, and you know, it just seems like an awesome event. I think it's going to be like a big who's who of the fine art community, the underground kind of fine art community, and it's going to be awesome. Even though underground is really not so underground anymore. Okay. Anyways, yeah, we're just going to go and and just check out all the paintings ourselves. Hopefully even buy something. Who knows? Okay, so yeah, I finished my Hello Kitty painting the other day, so I'm very excited to be able to show that when the show comes out and everything. Um, Look out for it. It's called Imposter. Imposter. It's gonna be intense, crazy. Hopefully. All right, let's make some big cheeks. And I don't think those fangs are big enough, but I'm just gonna keep them there right now. Don't really like this version either. Okay, so I just wasted a big ol' 5 minutes. Jason asks, where can we get that background Bobby uses? I'm sorry I can't give this background, but it's just a simple sketchbook kind of paper background. Um, this is for my sketchbook with Comics Bureau in Europe. So right now you're seeing live and interactive, me creating the stuff for my, sketchbook. So I can't really give away the texture. It's not my texture to give. Okay, this was supplied to me. So there we go. Let's make him a little bit darker. All right, that's looking pretty neat. So let's add some arms onto this. Hmm, big eye. Still looks kind of weird. Okay, let's make him with a sinister eye. There we go. So how's everybody doing tonight? Where is everybody from? Anybody from Germany tonight? I know Johannes is always in the house, is always on the CHIU-Stream, hyping it up, no matter what time it is. What time is it out there, Johannes? Let everybody know who's a real hardcore artist out there. Didn't I see him on there? Oh man, there's Romania, Germany, England over here, and Sweden, Argentina, Brazil, always Brazil up in CHIU-Stream drawing with the challenges and everything. Chile, man, everybody's up in here. 543 in Germany. The Germans are hardcore about art. So good for you guys. That's awesome. Great to have you with us. Great to have you painting with us. Because right now, when all those other people are, sleeping and just having their sweet dreams, you're here and you're painting and you're doing this on a consistent basis. So good for all of you guys, every single one of you, because and same for me. Good for me because we've been doing this so consistently, and we just keep at it. We just keep doing it. Before you know it, you're gonna look back at your first couple CHIU-Stream concepts and you're gonna just laugh. And you're just gonna be like, dang, that was super funny because it was super bad. And now I'm super good and everything is alright. Alright. So, anyways, probably had a little bit too much wheatgrass tonight because my whole body is buzzing, getting ready. Maybe I'm just excited. Maybe I'm just excited about Peter DeSev. It's so nuts. This whole entire CHIU-Stream thing, because it's like, because of you guys, because of all this, because of us always meeting and drawing together and everything, it's creating a buzz. It's creating a bit of a buzz out there, and more people are just joining in to sketch, and with this kind of buzz, then we can get bigger and badder, guests like Mr. Desev, you know, and because of that, we can do all this crazy stuff, all this free stuff, and all the dedicated people are going to get so much out of it. And everybody's going to get better together. So it's going to be awesome. I see Dave Raposa's back here, back in the CHIU-Stream. Right on, Dave. Hyping it up. Cav asks, where can you buy wheatgrass? Is that Cav from the other day? Oh, right on. Right on, Cav. Just met Cav yesterday, the other day, in person at a buffet. We friggin' took him down. Took down the whole buffet. Not gonna get my money without a fight. Did it with intensity. Crab legs. Awesome. Awesome. Good to see Cav back here. Where do you get your wheatgrass tea? It's called Organic Grocery, south of Highway 7 on, what is it, Bayview? Bayview, there you go. Big shout out to Organic Grocery or Planet Organic. That's the name, Planet Organic. Okay, so let's see. Somebody's having some difficulties with the video. I'm not sure if anybody else is, but okay. Hopefully, no. Hopefully your video's working good on Wednesday, because that's when Peter Desev's coming. And right now, if you're just tuning in, what we're doing is we're doing some fan art, some Peter Desev fan art. This is some Bobby Chew fan art of Peter Desev live on the CHIU-Stream. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing night, I guess. It's amazing because we believe it's amazing. And right now, if you were to come over to my studio right now and look through the window, you would be seeing me painting this Scrat here. Live on the CHIU-Stream. All right. I don't know about those weird kind of spikes on the back anymore. Looks kind of weird. These ears look kind of weird too. Let me just get rid of those. And let's paint in some other ones. Yeah, so if you're just tuning in right now, the topic of the night is Scrat, redesign of Scrat from Ice Age. Why? Because this is going to be a great way to celebrate Peter Desev week on CHIU-Stream. Awesome. Okay, maybe I'll put some leopard spots on here, or some sort of weird spots. Okay, it's looking alright, I think. Looks kind of interesting. A little interesting. Okay, do you have a favorite current character designer? Yes, Peter DeSev. And guess what? He's coming on to the CHIU-Stream on Wednesday. It's going to be awesome. Live and interactive. And he's going to be giving away a free sketch for the almighty artist that steps up to the plate and joins us on the sketch that day. Because Peter DeSev, he's going to be given the topic, and he will be giving you a sketch of his done on that same topic, I believe. So how amazing is that? It's going to be bananas up in here. It's going to be crazy. Have you ever become or considered becoming a professional motivator like the ones that go to events and get people pumped? I don't know where you get these ideas from. I like to paint and draw. Yelling at people, I do that for free. So, get off your butts! Tell that voice in your head that wants to quit and go to sleep to shut up! Shut up! And punch it in the face and tell him Bobby Chew sent you. Bobby Chew says hi. We got work to do. We got some painting to do. We got to get prepped. We got to get psyched up. We got to get good for Peter DeSev challenge for that day. He's giving away one of his free sketches. It's going to be awesome. How can you not be super excited? How can you not be super motivated and just, participate in this great thing that we've created together? You and me and everybody that comes to CHIU-Stream and sketches along with us. It's just like the Subway Sketch Group in Toronto, Canada that we started, years ago. Except this one is global. It's nuts. And I am so happy to be a part of this and to, have all of you guys be a part of this because this is going to be something special. I'm telling you, it's going to be something special. You know what this is going to become? This is going to be years from now. It's still going on or something. Hopefully, let's keep it going. And then, not just hundreds of followers, there will be thousands of followers. And then we could, make this into the place to, have people get interviewed by us, answer our questions, and it'll just be this funnel, of cool crap that we can do. I don't know what it will be, but I'm sure we'll think of something. So, can't wait. Now, see, this is what happens when I get too excited. I'm not focusing on my drawing, and I start painting this really weird tail. Okay, let's shrink this down. I kind of want to start all over again. Okay, so what's the topic for today, guys? Somebody's asking. The topic for today is redesign of Scrat from Ice Age. Scrat, fan art, redesign. Why Scrat, Bobby Chew? Why Scrat? I'll tell you why. Because Peter DeSev's coming to CHIU-Stream Wednesday. Crazy. Giving away free art. Crazy. Tell your friends. Tell your teachers. It's gonna be bonkers. It's gonna be awesome. All right. Yeah. It is kind of tough to do a redesign of this guy. But here we go. One more time. Here we go. One more time. Scrat. Gotta focus. Focus, focus. All right, cool. Now, now what? Do I like this? Looks okay so far. Hey, anybody have any other suggestions on who they want to have me interview on the CHIU-Stream in the future? Any suggestions? I'd love to hear, you know, who's on people's minds. Who are your favorite artists that you would love for me to, call out to and interview? Anybody? Okay, you know what it is? I feel like I'm just looking at the reference too much. Let me just take that down. Well, actually, you guys probably want to look at it too, right? Cheeks. Somebody wants Cheeks. Miyazaki. Dang, that one's tough. Fang Zhu. Carter Goodrich. Someone from Massive Black. Sylvain Mark. Paula Zane. Chris Sanders. Cheeks. Uh, Gundy. Something. I'm not sure who that is. Vignali. Coral Kaufman. Coral's a good friend of mine. That guy's awesome. Tim Burton. Wow. Well, you know what? As long as we keep this thing going, as long as we keep going on strong and we keep, moving forward and keep coming back and keep painting and all this stuff, anything is possible. I'm telling you. All it takes is the right amount of attention brought, and then you can get anybody. Okay, I feel like what I need to do is just make this a little bit kind of like my shapes that I like, or that says more me, you know. So, how much more time do we have? Um, oh, I got a whole bunch of coros and cheeks there. Wow. Okay, might just have to look into that. Since you started this, have any artists you know shown interest in doing their own, uh, broadcast? J. Scott Campbell recently did a demo on here that was quite good. Yeah, I believe he got his Ustream thing quite a while ago, um, before I even knew about Ustream. Um, okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna look into those, and we'll see what we can come up with. Okay. Let's see what we'll be able to do. Okay. Put in some eyes. Sorry, I'm just concentrating here a little bit. I don't want I don't want to paint something too ugly. Vignali a whole bunch of times. Right on. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I got some very good suggestions tonight, so I'm gonna see what I can do and see what we can cook up. So how long has the Ustream been around? The CHIU-Stream? I don't know. How many of you have been here from the start? Anybody out there has been there from the start? I'd say, I guess, less than a month. And that's the whole power of, positive, interesting things, is that they spread like wildfire and they just, catch on real quick. So really, hasn't been around for very long at all. Do you know what the rest of the topics will be covered in Marcelo Vignali's class? Uh, I'm not sure. Um, yeah, not sure. Right now, it's basically like Marcelo has to find the right amount of time to be able to do his stuff. He's really busy. I definitely know that feeling. Um, if I don't know, if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't be able to do schoolism right now either. But he, from every time I've talked to him, he says that he's still on it, still wants to do it. Okay, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. Okay, so yes, I'm liking this Scrat. I feel like it's more kind of me. JBS Design says that CHIU-Stream has hooked some of the people in his studio. Right on. Right on, man. That's awesome. Positive vibes. It's like the more I push you, the harder you're going to work and the better you're going to get and the closer you are to your dreams. And the more people that push me, the harder I'm going to go and so on and so forth. So it's like this back and forth thing, right? It's just positive vibes. Getting everybody better while everybody else, is a little bit more stagnant. But us, we're going to get together, as often as possible and just sketch the heck out of everything and, lots of good concentration happening, lots of good vibes, and we're all going to improve. That's the plan. And you guys are going to help me finish my sketchbook. So I get something out of it too. You guys are going to help me just, just by being there and making me come on here and work on my sketchbook. That tail is just not looking right. Get rid of that. Oh, Hector Lopez. Yes. Yes, Hector. Yes. He has unclogged his artist block thanks to the CHIU-Stream. Preach it, my friend. Preach it. Right on. Good for you. Lucky Design asks, how much time is there left? There is there's 31 minutes left. All right, there we go. Nice bushy tail for nice weird prehistoric squirrel. All right, let's do some little bit of lighting here. Dan asks, what is my favorite color? I don't know. I like all sorts of colors. I guess green is a great color. Represents some good things environmentally friendly, stuff like that. All right, almost done, or hopefully, actually, we're only halfway, right? Right on. Got a whole bunch of time left. So hopefully this will look really, I have, some good time to really finish this off. Put some interesting stripes in here. Dave Raposa asks, how do you defeat hand pains? I bought myself a little massager, like one of those handheld massagers, and I'll just put that on my arm and just massage my arm. Um, Good posture actually helps as well. And also, I am in a firm, or I'm a firm believer of just consciously thinking about how you're drawing. If you're using too much pressure, because really a lot of times you don't need as much pressure as you put into it. All right. Okay, so there we go. Some nice little dotted I's there. Make it a little bit more dinosaur-like, a little bit more weird. So that's what I like to do. And I definitely want to make them a little bit more vicious. So we'll see what we can do about that. Maybe just start with some teeth. A little bit more teeth here. Okay, so no, somebody's asking, did I start today early? No, I actually started it right on time. Um, Same time as always, 11:30, except for Wednesday, because that's when Peter Deseb's going to come on, and that's going to be half an hour earlier to fit with his schedule. Okay, so there we go, some funny teeth. And let's see, I want to give him more weird folds in his head here. See how that looks. Maybe I'll do this on a um, separate layer. That looks pretty ugly. Let's just push that back a little bit. So also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. All you have to do is type in your question uh, with the word question in the beginning. And, oh, okay, so have I ever heard of Florian Statzinger? I've heard of that name. Why do I know that name? Um, a lot of times I just oh, okay. A lot of times I'll hear somebody rings a bell, but usually when I just see the person's art, then I know exactly who it is. Okay, so Dion Kim asks, what days will you and the crew be at the Three Apples event? We're gonna be there, I believe, on the 22nd, right, Peter? Yeah, the show's open to public on the 23rd, and we'll probably be back in Toronto by that time. We're going to the kind of like the sneak peek. But both should be very good, of course. I hope you like my painting. Kay's painting is looking awesome as well. And Peter Chan, he's participating as well. His painting looks awesome. Really looking forward to seeing everybody else's paintings as well. I think it's going to be a really great show. Curious to see what Gary Baseman's going to do and Travis Louis. Where did I say the event was? The Three Apples event. That's going to be I think it's in Culver City in California. My sister is wondering, this is another question. My sister is wondering if one has to be as crazy as the Chew streamers to be successful. No, there's many different ways, but this one sure does help. I believe in this one, just getting crazy about art and doing art and just, really getting yourself engulfed in the stuff. I feel like that was, the key to my success to be able to, paint as an artist and work on cool stuff. Um, I owe it to hard work, not to anything else, I don't think. It's hard work. It's of course, I wouldn't say anything else. There's definite friends that, come along the way, but those are usually friends that I develop from just doing hard work and, finding other friends that are interested in the same thing. Okay, so if you have any questions, what you're going to do is you're going to type in the word question first, and then space, or then was it a colon, and then question, or let me start all over. I'm concentrating on painting. You want to type in question, and then is it a colon, semicolon? It's a colon, and then a space, and then type in your question, and then your question will come out red. Be much easier to see. That's what I'm looking for um, when I'm looking for any questions. Okay. I believe that so much of the you know good things that have happened in my career is just it's due to a whole lot of hard work, a whole lot of hard work, um, and that's what led to everything else, to good friends, to good connections, to good jobs. So if you're doing this right now, if you're doing CHIU-Stream with me right now, good for you because you're on the same track as as I am and I was on in you know back then when I was a student, back then when I was just beginning. Somebody's asking, would I ever open a studio in California? No big plans to do that. Um, Never say never, but I don't see it right now for sure. Another question is, Do I always use a round brush? No. Basically, I'm keeping this one sketchbook very consistent for the most part, so I'm just trying to keep everything consistent. And I started off doing these sketches like this, so that's why I'm still doing it like this. Okay, and right now you have 20 minutes left. Okay, so 20 minutes left in the CHIU-Stream. Live and interactive. Anybody want... Oh, okay, here's another question. I'm planning to take a year off and work on art next year. Any advice for how to stay motivated for the whole year rather than being intense for short periods of time? Keep coming on to the CHIU-Stream. That's one way. Another way is just like motivation. You just gotta really just get psyched and psych yourself up. When I'm tired, that's what I do. I psych myself up and I say I'm not tired and do whatever you need to do. Run upstairs and whatever. Keep yourself motivated. Punch yourself in the face. Or I mean the voice in your head. What about an interview with Craig Mullins? That would be awesome too. That would be so cool. We'll see. We'll see what we're gonna do. I'm sure I'm gonna come up with a good idea in the next few weeks. Any art magazines you like to read or subscribe to? Imagine FX was always very good to me, so I have a whole bunch of Imagine FX magazines. Um, yeah, Juxtapose is pretty interesting. Always weird stuff in there. Okay. I still don't like this tail. Still got some time. I'm gonna just try and get rid of this tail. Do that over again. Okay. Um, so Castro is asking, do you have any favorite American illustrators like Rockwell or Leyendecker? Yeah, I love them both. Those guys are awesome. Um, Sargent, of course. I think it's pretty much the same as most people. Like Sargent, um, Leyendecker, uh, who else? Peter DeSev, New Yorker. His New Yorker covers are awesome. I wish we had him on CHIU-Stream. Oh wait, he's coming on Wednesday. Right on. So let me just see. How am I gonna? I think that's looking okay. Let me darken that a bit. Cool. Okay, that's my weird version of Scrat. So somebody else is asking, do I know of Carlos Fuente? I've heard of that name as well. I can't, I'm doing. Oh, right, right, right. Yeah, I have his sketchbook actually. It's pretty cool stuff. Um, what are your thoughts on having an online mentor. You know, I've I just convinced a brilliant dude to help me out. Hey, if you can get somebody to do that, more power to you for sure. JBS Designs asks, what is your favorite art of book? Which one, Kay? Oh, Kay says Monsters Inc. That's a great one. Or the Finding Nemo one. That's another great one. I'm not sure what mine is. Uh, I like the. Which one did I like? I don't know. I like so many of them. It's hard for me to say just one. Okay, so Noobism asks, what is your favorite animated movie? Was that Kay? Oh yeah, Incredibles or Ratatouille or Up. Um, let's see. So Ted asks, just so you know, Bobby, my brother who has never drawn before but has overheard these casts has started drawing because of CHIU-Stream. Right on, Ted. Right on, brother Ted. Way to go, that's awesome because it's like we could do so many worse things with our time. Why not do something positive and for ourselves? So good for brother Ted. Ted's brother. 2D, what kind of 2D stuff? Oh yeah, I love the designs for Kung Fu Panda. That's awesome. The latest, awesome movie is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. That one's so good. That one's so great. And it was super cool because Chris Pern, head of story, teaches storyboarding on Schoolism. Right now he's in Aardman Studios in England. Big shout out to him because he's awesome. And let's see. What's the other good movie? I don't know. You know what? I'm pretty easy to please. I like so many movies. Like, I don't know. Bolt was pretty cool too. Those pigeons really cracked me up. Um, oh shoot. I didn't want it that dark. I just got carried away. Let me lighten this stuff up a little bit. Oops. Alright. Let me get another brush. Okay, so there we go. That's looking pretty cool. And you have 15 minutes left. 15 minutes left. Have I ever seen District 9? I think we talked about this before, but love District 9. Super cool movie. Really crazy, character designs. And, vehicle designs and all that stuff is just awesome. It looked great. And for a $30 million movie, it's amazing what you can do. Nicholas Morley, love that guy's art. Met him one time. Very, uh, very quiet and nice and very smart individual. Very, very good artist. I would love to bring him on. You know, let's just see what happens. But keep those suggestions coming. Do you listen to any artist podcasts? Can you recommend anything to us? I really don't listen to artist podcasts. Maybe I should. I just I don't know. I just haven't. Um, like literally throughout the days, it's just work, 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 work. You know, that's it. It's meetings, work, conference calls, and no pants parties, and that's it. Do you like any TV animation? You know, yeah, Foster's Home of Imaginary Friends. That's one of Kay's favorite shows. I don't like Powerpuff Girls that much, but I really enjoy the look of it. Kay's saying that she loves that. Well, that's more of a girls kind of show. I'm sorry. Still awesome. Um, love the Avatar. Airbender. Super cool. Loved it. That was a awesome Asian character. So when you see the movie, I hope you don't get too confused. That's supposed to be him, even though he's not Asian. That is supposed to be him, okay? Anyways, try Sidebar. Oh yeah, Sidebar, of course. Sidebar is a very cool podcast with all sorts of awesome artists on there. And yeah, very, very cool. Um, I'm on there too. It's funny when I hear my own interviews. It's kind of, I guess I don't really like them that much. What's the best way to deal with fussy clients? I wish I could punch them, but sadly I can't. Mervster asked that. Mervster asked that, Kay. It wasn't me. I wasn't saying that. I don't punch anybody in the face. Just my voice. You know what the whole entire thing is? It's like dealing with hard clients. Man, yeah, I don't like to do that either. You know, I hear your pain. I feel your pain. You just gotta find your happy place when dealing with them and just do it with a smile. Visualize that they're a little bratty child or something, and you know, or they have some kind of disorder. Honestly, it helps. Um, do you work? Do you like the work of Gendy Tartovsky? He has a new show coming out. I'm not sure if I've heard of that name, but definitely somebody to look into if you're saying it. Okay, so let's see. What else? Let me just darken these eyeballs a little bit. That'll look cool. And a little bit of shadow. Okay, so there is just about 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left in the art challenge. Okay, do not submit your stuff. Do not submit your stuff yet until I give the word. That way everybody will have a fair chance. Because we're all going to vote on what we like the most. And then out of the top three, I'll pick a winner, put them on the site, the one that I like the most out of the top three. And, you know, it's okay if you don't get to top just yet. It's all about that consistency. It's like you just do it. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. It's so funny because I was watching Forrest Gump and that part where Forrest Gump he starts to run. He just starts running just starts running, and then some people start to join him, and then more people start to join him, and it's just a good thing to do. Just get up, just start running, and that kind of reminded me of this whole entire CHIU-Stream thing because we're all painting together. So I guess maybe in this scenario, I'm Forrest Gump, which would be okay. I think he's pretty cool, and he did some amazing things in his life. Anyways, what other cartoon shows do I like? Oh man, I like I love King of the Hill. Super funny. The Simpsons, of course. Family Guy, really funny. Um, who remembers Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon show? Probably none of you. Maybe one or two, maybe. It was all about these kids. They went into this ride, and then the ride took them to a whole nother world where they're in like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing, and then I think a wizard gave them all a different weapon, each one a different weapon, and these were like magic weapons. Um, Somebody's asking, do I like Linda Berkvis' work? Awesome, awesome person. I never met her, but she was one of my first guest artists in my very, very first book, which is now sold out, called Girl Sketches, the very first Imaginism book. And yeah, so, I liked her stuff from the start. Do I stop and watch character artists at theme parks? Usually I'll take a little glance, I'll take a little peek. Sibin Sabin Mash, you're doing it right. The question's coming out in red, so right on. Okay. So we got about 7 minutes left. 7 minutes left to finish up your entries. Alyssa is asking me if I played Dungeons and Dragons. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that I'm the type of person to play Dungeons and Dragons? Let me ask you guys. Well, I'll tell you, I know I didn't play Dungeons and Dragons. I did one time. Today's my confession. I played Dungeons and Dragons one time. Um, well, not really. I always loved the art on those Dungeons and Dragons books. So I thought, this would be a really neat game. And I asked if I could play one time, and and my brother said yes. And then I was like, all right, right on. This is gonna be awesome. Awesome art, dragons, trolls, whatever, thieves. And I started to, play. And then he goes, okay, okay, so we're gonna start. Okay, so what do you want to be? What do you want to be? And I'm like, what do you mean, what do I want to be? He said, well, you want to be a warrior? You want to be, a thief? Or you want to be a magician? Or what do you want to be? And I was like, you know what? I'll be a thief. I'll be a thief. And he's like, okay, you're a thief. And then I was like, oh, okay. Nothing's really changed, but okay. And then he's like, okay, so roll the dice, and we're gonna see how strong you are. I'm like, yes. Okay, what? How strong am I? And I rolled the dice, and he's like, you're pretty strong. And I was like, all right. And then I was like, nothing really changed. And then kept playing, and it was like, rolled the dice a whole bunch of times, determined this and that, and I was just like, man, this game is kind of, taking a while to get started. And then and then he's like, okay, okay, we're gonna start. Okay, So this is what's gonna happen. Right now, you are walking into a tavern. And I'm like, what? Because nothing's really happening. He's just telling me what's happening, and I'm a very visual person, and I was like, so where's the pictures? What's going on with the pictures? And he's like, well, don't worry, I'm gonna be telling you what happens. And I was like, okay, and played it for 5 more minutes, and then I left. And I was like, screw this. But love the art, and that's my little experience with Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, so we have 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. What's another good show? What was that show, Kay, that we were talking about the other day? Visionaries. That was a really cool intro. That was like one of my favorite 80s intros. Um, how many pages have I done so far for the sketchbook? I'm not even sure. I was gonna sort them out the other day. Um, I gotta do some sorting soon, actually, so we'll find out soon enough. Favorite 90s cartoon show? Oh man, that would have to be The Simpsons, of course. I had my Bartman t-shirt. I had my, you know, I had two Simpsons t-shirts. Tiny Toons. That was pretty good. I like Pinky and the Brain. I really related to Brain because I always want to dominate, take over, and just, do big things every day, go for big things. And every episode, he just wants to do everything and just get crazy. What's my favorite breakfast? It's the bad kind. It's bacon and eggs and all the fixins. Good times. That's what we eat on the road when we're going to conventions. Otherwise, I eat relatively healthy. Er. All right. So, 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left in your redesign of Scrat. Let me make some buck teeth. All right. Okay. There it is. Some weird prehistoric squirrel. Let me just add in a little bit of pink in here. There we go. Who is my favorite Street Fighter character? Let me tell you something. For all the youngins out there, before Street Fighter 2, there's something called Street Fighter, whereas only one, you could pick Ken or you could pick Ryu, and that was it. Does anybody remember that? Because that game stunk, but when Street Fighter 2 came out, it was amazing. And back in the day, back in the day, okay, you know what? Let me just interrupt the story for a second. Time is up. Go ahead and upload your submission right now. And yeah, you have 10 minutes to upload your submission. Somebody's asking for K on the CHIU-Stream one time. Do a little interview. We'll see about that. That's probably harder than Miyazaki, man. But yeah, Street Fighter back in the day, the very first time I saw Street Fighter, those days it was like, yeah, go ahead and submit your stuff, Ted. Go ahead and submit your stuff. Everybody submit your stuff right now. Okay, so the very first time Street Fighter, there were no there were no instructions. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but those really, really old Street Fighter machines didn't even have any instructions. And what we had to do was, I would hear of somebody from that mall or whatever that goes to that mall, uh, you know, can do a Blanca ball or something like that, and we'd all we'd all travel over there and go to hang out in the arcade, and hopefully that guy would show up, and then hopefully we catch a glimpse of him doing or her doing a Blanca ball, and then hopefully we would learn. And that was like back in the day. What was my favorite character? I would say Blanca, probably. Um, let's see. What size canvas am I working on? Let's see. Image size. Right now, this is uh, 2800 by 3400, just about. Somebody's asking, they would love to see my version of Banjo and Kazooie from Nintendo 64. I was never really into that at that time. By that time, I was done with the um, done with playing video games. Um, so I think the last video games I played was Super Mario Kart and maybe Zelda. I don't know. Yeah, I used to play James Bond a lot. I don't know if anybody's a GoldenEye fan from the old Nintendo 64 days. But those some good times. Alright, let me just fix up the fur a little bit. Just got to concentrate. Time's almost up. Everybody's got to submit their stuff. Put some extra lighting here. Awesome. So how many out there are actually going to be at the CTN convention? Anybody on here that's going to be at the CTN convention? How many out there are are from Europe right now? How many European viewers do I have anyways? Because every day I get tons of European fans emailing me asking me to change my Ustream time. And I'm gonna try, but it's just hard because during those times, this is my most available kind of time. Um, so this will most likely be my general, regular time. Yeah, Zelda designs are awesome. Alizo. Um, I'm surprised they haven't made a movie out of that yet, with all the different movies from flashbacks and stuff. That could be probably pretty good, Zelda as a movie. Who would we get to star as Link? Any good suggestions? Orlando Bloom could be adult Link, maybe. I could see that, but I can only see that because of Lord of the Rings. Kay's saying Zac Efron. I know the girls are digging that. Okay, there we go. I think that's looking pretty good. Oh man, somebody's saying maybe Miyazaki could do a Zelda movie. I would love to see that. That'd be amazing. Rodrigo is asking, do I ever, you know, think about the different voices of all the different creatures? Yeah, totally. Not always, but sometimes, definitely. Chuck Norris as Link. I know T likes that idea. He wouldn't even need a sword, he says. That's what T says. He doesn't even need a shield. He just needs his beard. No special effects because his beard can actually deflect arrows. Alright, so um somebody else is asking maybe you could do a weekend CHIU-Stream every few weeks like the ones you did at 12 p.m. A lot of the Europeans turned in for that one or tuned in for that one. Yeah, that's a great idea. It's a great idea. I got some um, really cool things that I need to paint for the weekend anyways, so we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Um, do I have a favorite action hero? Do I have a favorite action hero? Hmm. Back in the day, there was this really cool movie. Well, it's probably not as cool now. That was called The Ventures of Remo Williams. I think that was my favorite action hero. Okay. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Now you have 1 more minute to upload your stuff and then we're all gonna vote. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Just gonna add some lighting onto the ground. Before the CHIU-Stream, I saw that there were some people that were submitting stuff from probably like their own little organized challenge. That's awesome. That's so great to see. Good for you guys. Okay, so that's it. Time to vote. Cast your votes. It's time to vote on your favorite Scrat redesign. So I guess a bunch of people have already voted. Try not to vote until everybody votes at once. But I think it's pretty much okay. There's lots of time for everybody to submit their stuff. Some great fan art going on. I think this was a very challenging assignment for a lot of people. You know, it's hard to get your mind out of, in this gear where you're thinking very, very creatively. Even though there's something already designed, part of being a character designer is being able to think out of the box and think past what's already been designed and come up with your own kind of concept. Okay, so just something to keep in mind. Okay, so there we go. But overall, great job by everybody. Everybody that handed in something. Yes, I'm talking to you in the corner. Yes, I'm talking to you that might not have gotten any votes at all. You've done more for yourself and to better your art than most people have right now. Everybody else that hasn't participated, that's just listening, you did more than them. And if you are, just listening and haven't participated, you could always, listen to this later and participate later because it's never too late, and it's all about taking that action to actually do something and participate. Okay, so there we go. That's looking pretty cool. Nice little redesign of Scrat. Doesn't have the same star quality, probably. Somebody's asking, is copying your favorite artist's work good practice? Yeah, anything's good practice when you're just starting off. It's definitely important that, my own thinking, anyways, it's important to find your own voice, but you definitely can learn a lot from copying other people's works. Just give them the credit that they deserve if you're going to post it or anything like that. Um, yeah. So okay, somebody's saying the page isn't working. What can I do to make it work? Let me see. Maybe there's just so many Chew streamers on here right now. It's looking pretty good so far. Wow, Chelsea's always leading the pack. Got a whole bunch of votes today. Wow, this one's looking really cool. Looks like a dinosaur Scrat. That was done by Mark Golding. Little shout out to Mark Golding. Who else has some good stuff here? A bunch of these are really funny. Nathan. He has big Scrat. Very funny. Hmm. This one, I gotta see this one up close. This one looks crazy. Okay, so I think time is up. Time is up for voting. I'm gonna just refresh my page here. Okay, so there is top votes. Goes to Chelsea. Congratulations to Chelsea. I like the idea, I really do. I think my one comment though, is that it's just hard to see the face. It's hard to see the redesign. Very cool, very different style. There's a lot of similarities, like the long nose and the thin arms and legs, but looks different. Looks like a nice, interesting redesign by Riley Phillips. And last one is Jason Pruitt. Great job, Jason. Very nice and finished looking. He looks all scared and sad and everything. I think, you know what? This one's tough. This one's tough. I would say, I'm thinking that I would go with this one. I'm gonna give it to Riley Phillips tonight. Why? Because it is it's a different take on Scrat. Still kind of feels like Scrat. Nice redesign, and overall everything is quite clear. Um, and it looks funny. It looks appealing. So great job to Riley Phillips. Gonna post his stuff onto the Imaginism blog. Great job to everybody that participated. You guys are doing awesome. And together, we're just going to keep painting together, and we're just going to keep painting together until we're doing great, and we're doing awesome, and we're painting like how we should be painting and getting closer to our goals, while everybody else is fast asleep or doing other things. We're fighting the good fight. We're getting, better and better. We're doing all the hours to, improve. So good for you guys for tuning in and for just keeping me company, painting with me. Okay, and that's it for tonight. I got a ton of work to do these next few days, so we're going to call it a night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and definitely, definitely, definitely tune in on Wednesday, 11 o'clock New York time, 8 o'clock Californian time. Peter DeSev on the CHIU-Stream. It's going to be awesome. And so thank you, you guys, for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same channel, 11:30 p.m. New York time, 8:30 p.m. California time. It's going to be great.